We are back with the Pop Culture Cosmos. This is Gerald coming back right at you again. Well, Josh and I discussed earlier what happened this weekend at the box office for Solo and its outlook with the anthology movies and whatnot. But we got to know, is the movie itself worth going out to the theaters? Is it something that after all the production delays, after all the issues, directorial changes, cast changes, possibly even story and script changes, is it still is Solo, a Star Wars story, still a movie that you need to go and see and need to complete as far as your Star Wars collection? Well, who better to review Solo, a Star Wars story, than our good friend? He is not only the head of Star Wars Echo 3, the great Star Wars community that he has based in Canada, but also as well one of the stars of Nintendo Quest and one of the people behind Galaxy of Hope, the great project that you got to go ahead and check out today on Kickstarter.com. That's Kickstarter.com/Galaxy Hope. You can go ahead, please invest in a tier, whether it's just the $5 digital copy or so much more, and help contribute to that great cause today. It is my good friend, Jay Bartlett. All right, man. Thanks for coming on and telling us about Solo, a Star Wars story.
I'm excited. I'm just curious. Is it you just woke up? It's like 8 in the morning there, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is. It's okay, man. I just had to go ahead and make sure that this episode had a review of Solo because it's just so important for the Star Wars saga, and it's just so important that this opinion gets told out there because there's so much going on. A lot of it negative. I'm not going to be dishonest with you, my friend. A lot of it negative in regards to the buzz and all the stuff that happened. And Solo had a lot of stuff going against it. But as a film, when you sit down and watch it, is it something worth watching?
It is. Yeah. And it met my expectations. We discussed on your show a few weeks ago how I was excited to see a Star Wars film that wasn't, as I call it, the Fate of the Galaxy film, where it wasn't like, we've got to kill the bad guys or they're going to blow up the universe kind of thing. It was nice to see a Star Wars movie revolving around crime syndicate, gangsters, no Force users. It was really cool to see that, and it met my expectations. And actually, I'm really, really excited to check it out again because there's, as you can imagine, right? Ron Howard and George are like that. So there is so much little like name drops and cameos and little creatures running by, and you're like, hey, isn't that Warwick Davis? And it's like you really want to check it out a second time to see all the little cool things that they added.
Well, also you got to consider this, that what Rob McCallum has always mentioned about why he liked Rogue One so much is that it showed that gritty underworld that is the Star Wars universe, that is above the, that is below the and beneath the Jedi Order and all that, between the Republic and the Rebels and all that stuff that's going on with the Empire and all that. This is a side of the Star Wars universe that many of us wanted to see. Does it portray that well? Does it portray that gritty underworld style that Rob McCallum has not only mentioned, but you also were hoping as well?
Absolutely. It's a very dark movie, and I don't mean necessarily the tone, but the picture itself is very dark. There's not a whole lot of well-lit parts, so you really get that sense of the seedy underground. And the head gangster guy, Dryden, is like, in Ivory Tower kind of thing, where all the criminals are like, it's very Metropolis, right? The criminals are on the lowest level of everything. Yeah, I mean, I could talk a lot about the cast. Alden Ehrenreich is fantastic. We've heard a lot of people complaining about, he needed an acting coach and blah, 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 this and that. I saw Han Solo. I've let go of Harrison Ford being the only one who's donning that now. And I saw Han Solo, the whole movie. And the first time that you see Donald Glover, the first time Lando is on screen, you just hear him. And Gerald, oh my God, I thought it was Billy D. like his voice, he has it perfect. So,
But you don't want it to be just a 2 hour imitation of Billy D. Williams and Harrison Ford. As someone who, like I've said before, Solo is my favorite character and Lando's not too far behind.
yeah.
Those two are really iconic characters with me. Yes, you want somebody that is going to play the role faithfully to that character, but you don't exactly want an impersonation of Harrison Ford and Billy D. Williams for 2 hours. You want them to go ahead and bring something to the role themselves.
Absolutely, and they do. Alden didn't really remind me of Harrison Ford as much as he reminded me of Han, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Probably more to the character than exactly who is playing it.
Yeah,
So.
and Han is 21 in this movie, so he's very young, and you're gonna dig it, man. You're really gonna dig it. You see where he came from, how he got his name, why he is the way he is, and just all these, like how he met Chewbacca is very different than what we were shown, through the novels and stuff, which is also a really cool scene. But it's absolutely fantastic. I thought I can't remember who plays the villain. You'd probably know more than I. The actor's name. The actor is I can't remember his name. He's got all the lines on his face. But anyway,
are you talking about Paul Bettany?
Is that it? Yeah. He plays
because he's the crime boss and the crime lord in the movie.
Yeah, so he's like the head bad guy. He did a fantastic job. There's a few new characters. This isn't spoiling anything. Kira, who is obviously Han's love interest, is a fantastic new character to Star Wars. Again, it's you see these strong female role models like Jyn Erso and Rey, obviously Leia, but Kira is right up there with them. But she's just so different. It's really cool, man. It's really
Sandy Newton is also in the film as a cohort with Woody Harrelson's character Beckett as well, I believe. Correct?
Sorry.
Sandy Newton, I guess what is it? Partner of Beckett.
Yes. Val. Yeah. Yes. It's a female.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Val. She's great as well. And Jon Favreau plays a CG character. Again, the name escapes me because I just saw it, but he does a fantastic job. That character is just great. Trying to think. There is the surprise cameo, which, I will never spoil anything to any Star Wars fans, but let me tell you, it took my breath completely away. And everyone in the theater was just like, oh my God, like, what am I seeing here? And with that, and with the film ending, they're really following the Marvel formula, and they're really setting up the next whatever. And I won't say anything more. But
one thing I want to ask, that cameo has been all over the internet, and I don't know who it is, but I know it's someone big.
Yeah.
Does it? It's left. It's been very divisive on the internet. Does it actually help, or does it enhance, or is it just there for shock value when it comes to the actual cameo that takes place?
If you're a fan of Star Wars canon, and I'm not talking about the novels, I'm talking about stuff that's in canon, and you've been following Star Wars canon, then you will understand why this individual is there, and it makes perfect sense.
Okay, fair enough. So we've talked about exactly all the things that you liked about it, and that it's a movie that you should go see out there. Once again, it is Jay Bartlett from Star Wars Echo 3 talking about Solo, a Star Wars story. I want to ask you this. Where does it lay in as far as the pantheon of Star Wars films are concerned? So I'm talking about when you line this up, not just only where it ranks ahead or below of Rogue One, but I'm just talking about overall. Is it one of the better movies in the Star Wars series? Is it somewhere right in the middle, or is it something that maybe should go with what people perceive as the lower tier of Star Wars movies?
That's all up to opinion, because again, our good friend McCallum loves Rogue One, and I am a fan of Rogue One, but it's my very least favorite Star Wars film. Right, so I've seen all the negative stuff Solo's getting. Solo is a very fun film that doesn't really take itself too seriously without being silly. It's just, there's train heists, there's the Kessel Run, blah blah blah. It's all the stuff that you want to see in a solo movie. It ranks up there with me. When I saw Rogue One, I wanted to see it again, but I wasn't like, oh, I got to see this again. But Solo, I want to go like right now and see it again.
Fair enough. That's a sterling review there for you. His thoughts out there. Something I guess you're saying to me that it's a can't miss movie this summer. You got to go check it out. It is Solo, a Star Wars story. But one last thing one last thing before we go, my friend. It is Galaxy Hope. It is in the final week as far as on Kickstarter. Please share to everyone out there why you think Galaxy Hope is a great project to back on Kickstarter.com today.
Oh, you're asking me? Sorry. Galaxy of Hope is something that has been in the works for 2 years since I started Echo 3. Again, we started as a Star Wars fan group, and it changed into a community group and a group that is just helping people in need, basically. It's very important because it's a story of hope. And until you really see these people that actually need the help and what it does to them in their day, I can't describe it. We are going forward with the plans of the movie, whether it's funded or not. So that means the auction that we have planned is still going forward with Echo 3. We want to document it, of course, and show it to the world because we think it's very inspirational. And once again, I'm a big believer that Star Wars belongs to all of us. It doesn't belong to one group. And I think this film is a love letter to that, and we'll showcase it.
Once again, it is Galaxy Hope. Back it today. You can just back it for $5, a digital copy, or so much more if you want your name in the credits, if you want your business in the credits. There's tiers for that too. There's so many other things that's available for it, being in the credits, just a ton of options that are there for you. You got to check it out today. Galaxy of Hope on Kickstarter. That's kickstarter.com/Galaxy Hope. Please back it today. There's only a week left to do so you got to check it out today. Kickstarter.com, Galaxy Hope. Jay, it's always great talking to you, my friend. We appreciate you taking the time to share your thoughts and your review on Solo, a Star Wars story. I'm going to go check it out based on your recommendation, and I hope a lot of other people do. I hope a lot of other people do as well.
So we have to definitely do a show after you've seen it, or at the very least just chat, because since Han is your favorite character, I want to know your opinion on everything.
Well, I've got my Solo shirt ready. I am going to go check it out this week. Also, as well, I've got my Star Wars Vans sneakers also shined up and ready to go. I'm geeking out, man, and it's going to be this week when I go check out Solo, a Star Wars story.
That's great, and I hope it lives up to your expectations. I can't imagine if they did like a Luke Skywalker movie. That's a lot of pressure. So
there you go. There you go. Maybe they will. Maybe they will at some point. Jay, it's always great talking to you. It's always great having you on the show, and of course, a part of the pop culture cosmos.